All right. So 1:32 p.m. Somebody may need that angel number. Feel free to place it in the comments in the comment section on the side, okay? Releasing thinking. Releasing, letting go, moving on, walking away. Thinking, missing you, craving, and desiring. When I first saw these two cards that turned over, what came to my mind was the collective is now releasing the way that they used to think, the things that they used to remember that they were holding on to so tightly to, um, analysis paralysis that can lead to psychosis of some kind, overthinking that leads to analysis paralysis, um, the past, dwelling there, and just concerned about the future and what is now present in their life that they see and or don't see. Um, and the reason why is because you realize that it was causing more delays in your life than anything else was. It was causing more stress in your life than anything else was. And at the end of the day, you needed the clarity of that, of this being cleared and released in order for you to build that new foundation. You've worked so hard to I wouldn't say rebuild and I wouldn't say restore, because that is when you restore and rebuild, it can kind of be looking like I need to do it again. Let's say if you lost something that you really needed, or I need to replace that. I need to no. We are starting over, collective. We're starting fresh with a new mindset, rewiring the way that the thoughts used to transmit, come through, and we used to transmute. We're no longer doing that. The things that we thought we needed, we are realizing what we really need and what is really becoming a waste or a ball and chain, if you will. The way that we used to process things and deal with things, we're now getting the sword of the sword and the rose, the clarity that we need by cutting the bullshit out and releasing it. Sometimes you can't just do a clean cut, and sometimes you can. But it's the actual doing of it. It's the actual working on it. It's the actual taking the steps to get there. That's what matters the most. Okay? Rome wasn't built in a day. And a lot of times, especially when you look back and you say, oh, damn, look at all this time pass. I got to get to it. I got to go. I got to go. And then you get that burst of energy and you get that passion, that motivation, that inspiration. But what happens is you get that burnout that comes next. You get that crash out that comes if you were drinking coffee all day, especially with lots of sugar and cream, because I know I like mine a little sweet. I'm trying to not do that so much, or you got that potent caffeine, that just gets you goddamn going. Or you ate a lot of sugary or salty snacks, things of that nature. You didn't have enough rest. You were doom scrolling. All kinds of shit. We're not doing that anymore. We're seeing how it's impacting our lives. We're seeing how, you may want to, hit the devil's lettuce a few times and it makes you feel a certain way. You don't feel like anything's wrong, but you're starting to see that even a small dependency on anything outside of what we really need, which is food, water, clothes, shoes, shelter, and self love and good community. And of course, resources, all that stuff. But you're seeing that what you need is all you need to really be complete, and everything outside of that is definitely a want. 432 on the timestamp is definitely a want, and we need to make sure that we're not imprisoned by our wants or chasing our wants or making our wants and our desires our God. Okay? All right? You were heartbroken by someone and some things that were uh, running from you, okay? And now they're spying on you, okay? Because when they were running, they couldn't have given a fuck what you was doing. Now they've gotten hit with the same heartbrokenness as you did. They got hit with the same emotions and feelings as you get. They got the same insight as you got, if not for better or for worse, okay? The runner is starting to become the chaser. The issue is that because they know that they were wrong and they are not where you are collective, if they ever will be, they won't admit it. If they do, it'll be you trying to chase closure, and that's when they're going to come in with the bullshit when they should have just stepped it up from the beginning. And this could be anybody. So it doesn't have to be a twin flame. It could be someone that you really cared about, a parent or something like that neglected you. It could be anything, okay? The love call is coming into your life because now you're calling to yourself. You're calling to your soul. You're calling to the parts of you that were scattered and shattered throughout the years, and you're calling them back into yourself so that you can give yourself the love that you need and not be the snake in your own life. In other words, be your own sabotager, be your own delay, be your own bullshit. Because there was a part of time where you were and now you're ascending. And understand this, as long as there's air in that hot air balloon, and it can take you higher, it will. So never stop growing, never stop learning, never stop making yourself better. There's a point in time where the healing stops because you no longer need to heal from something that happened, you know, 7 years ago, 17 years ago, 27 years ago. That needs to be now used and transmuted into something that is going to be therapeutic for you, which is in combination with your healing, and yet you can share with others. So if you choose to, because we're not here anymore to hold the weight of the world on our backs. In fact, I'm not even leading a horse to water unless the horse comes to me, and I feel like they going when they it's not going to be a waste of my energy. When they get there, they're going to do what the fuck they say they're going to do. Because other than that, it is a waste. I'm no longer doing that, and collective, you're growing into a place or space if you're not already into doing that yourself, okay? But yes, if you want to go higher, go ahead and do that. But yeah, there's a point in time where there's no more healing that needs to be done. It's about maintenance and applying the tools and resources that we learned along the way to help us to continue to maintain, to continue to grow in this life, on this planet, okay, until we go back home, wherever home may be, for whomever, wherever. Okay, so it's about living the quality of life that you want to live and doing what you want to do, you know and with it being aligned with your purpose. Other than that, say, it's here today, gone tomorrow. So, yeah, having all these things available to you, knowing where you are, knowing where you're going, knowing where you've been, that's all part of this journey. And looking at it with the eyes of now we're stepping into the really buckling down discipline and appreciation of the quality of life that we're living. Okay, the quality doesn't matter how old you are. Wisdom is not guaranteed with age. So, there's certain things collective I wish I'd have learned earlier, but I'm glad that I know them now, and I know you are too. Ashe.